The Curse of La Llorona most brutal reviews ScreenRant is A, but its Easter weekend opening was dampened by some pretty brutal reviews from critics. An extended relic, directed by Michael Chavez, the movie is set in Los Angeles in the 1970s and stars Linda Cardellini's Ana, a social worker who accidentally turns her own children into a target for La Llorona Marisol Ramirez. The Unquiet Spirit. Click the button below to start this article in quick view. Horror has been enjoying something of a renaissance in recent years, from massive hits like to smaller, critically acclaimed movies like End, and The Conjuring movies have been a major part of this recent surge in success. Unfortunately, this example of prepackaged horror is so by the numbers emphasis on numb that even the jump scares don't cause much of a jump. When the movie goes, it's the opposite of frightening, a sludgy collection of tired jump scares, inexpertly mounted period curve. This time we're in a too shiny 1973 Los Angeles and a continued slump into generic blondness. Without using La Llorona to their advantage in the storytelling, the screenwriters reduce her to another generic monster in the closet character who relies on dull CGI effects and jump scares to force its audience to flinch on command. La Llorona, with her beady yellow eyes, blood-drained skin, and rotted mouth and fingernails, is virtually indistinguishable from the antagonist from Corin Hardy's The Nun. Even more predictable, within the first 10 minutes of The Curse of La Llorona, the apparition has screamed in all of our faces, in extreme close-up. This quasi-scare the film feels so blah is that there's so little to grab onto. The characters are while not everyone was impressed by La Llorona's haunting, the movie wasn't universally disliked. Even among the negative, Chavez stokes fear with simple and striking effects: surround mirrors and oval windows that are the portals to apparitions who break them to reach their victims, trances that are dramatized with a chilling sparseness, hand-cranked car windows that open on their own and set their handles turning, ordinary hen's eggs that harbor horrors. There's a brief and La Llorona is filled with nifty scares, as the ghost is seen in darkened car windows and transparent umbrellas and convex security mirrors. Not unlike the scares are plentiful and sometimes ticklishly funny in The Curse of La Llorona, an enjoyably old-fashioned ghost story. Ana and her children may spend much of the story in near hell, but when a stern shaman, the excellent Raymond Cruz, delivers the phrase "Tada," he and this movie show you a little bit of horror heaven. Subscribe for the hottest movie, TV, and gaming news. I agree to let ScreenRant send me emails.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,